Well, welcome back to the stream, guys. We have officially completed our qualifying order, which is excellent. And now we'll be moving on to the race, which will happen any second now. Predictions, Daniel?
Ooh, predictions. I reckon the winner of the 100% Grand Prix Div 3 will be Mike Wazowski. He will be starting P4 in the Grand Prix. I reckon he's going to get a good launch. And if the strategy is right, and if he cooks in the race, I reckon he'll come out P1. So that's my bold prediction here tonight. Mike Wazowski taking the win. I want to hear yours though, Nivim.
I'll be honest. I don't think Mike Wazowski is gonna get P1 today, because compared to Zandvoort, this is a very battery harvesty track. You're not gonna be braking for very long, so I don't think he's gonna make it.
Ooh, I like that. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a close one.
It definitely will be. But we're now going to move on to the race, which is always excellent. So, any day now, really, from the FIA.
Yeah, just give it a minute. The drivers are putting their setups on and everything. So, give it a minute, and then we'll go racing for 100% length. Watch out for the chaos in going into turn 1 as well. That can get a little bit spicy, you know. Cars are going 3 wide, trying to jostle for track position. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for turn 1 chaos.
Oh, turn 1
you never
chaos.
know what'll happen.
Turn 1 chaos is going to be crazy.
Yeah. You'll never know what happens.
But we always can use the last week's Grand Prix to extrapolate what we could possibly get from this race. So, just reminding everyone who wasn't watching last weekend, we had a grid order of Wogjet, Filthy, Freak, Moe, Huni, Communited, Cruder, Fuller, Mike Wazowski, and Art. So, AXT, my bad. So, Mike Wazowski, last time as well, did secure that I think he secured P2 or P1 last week.
I can confirm he took P2.
Yeah. So, and then he ended up falling down the order, which is not ideal, especially when you're trying to get as many points as you can. But United did get quite a few penalties and still got 6th. And Sonny Bray, if we want to talk about him, he got 15th. So, if we want to think about this, I don't think Sonny or Mike Wazowski is going to finish in those top 3 in the podium. That's going to be my prediction.
Wow.
That is my full race prediction.
I'm shocked.
Now, 5 red lights. Let's see what happens. Sonny at the front. Lights out and away we go. Sonny looks like he's getting a good start, but Noah wants that P1 spot. Sonny gets a very good start. Mike Wazowski's already up to P2. What happened to Noah? Noah was not ready for the start there. As we head down into turn 1, turn 2, as we see lots of cars going into the background, we're gonna have Chaos and the Williams going off the track. Once again, lots of cars going off the track. My goodness, it's not even a safety car. That's crazy. We're gonna get these tires, this telemetry back up. But oh my goodness, what a crazy start to this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, Mike Wazowski, good launch. He's already P2, trying to chase down Sunny Bay. But it was a very weird interaction going into turn 1. The Williams that went off track, I reckon it was Deadly Fuller, not Kaus. I mean, it could have been Kaus. We never know. I think Mid-May, Fish Lips, David were involved in that little kerfuffle going down to the turn 1 as we see another yellow. There's a McLaren slow. It's a ruthless guy. Must have got hung up somewhere in the chicane. But as we end lap 1, it's currently Sunny Bay by just over 7/10 of a second. But Mike Wazowski is quickly hunting him back down. The gap has come down massively. But look at Mr. Kevin. It's currently an Audi 1-3. Mr. Kevin, contact, massive contact between, must have been him and Filthy maybe. Mr. Kevin gets sent off track, sent into the shadow realm. And there goes Mr. Kevin's chance of claiming a 1-3 or a 1-2 victory for Audi. That's not going to do him right. There's another yellow flag. Nimvim, it's all kicking off here.
Oh.
And by the way, let me just point out, we still got 60 laps to go, by the way.
Thank you for reminding me. We have all 60 laps of action. We just got seemingly 60 laps of action in 2 laps, let alone what's going to happen in 60 laps of this Division 3 race we have got going on. So at the moment, our order is that Sonny, Mike, Filthy, Noah, United, Wiz, Connor, Gruder, Chris, Wogja, and Durr. Excellent. And SJ's up to 11th. Jeez, almost in the top 10. Great start for him. As Connor and Kruder are absolutely fighting like crazy down into those last 2 corners. I mean, we just saw a bit of a wing get flown off there. That's not ideal. Noah Uni gets the fastest lap of this race. It's very ideal. As we continue down the straights, it's going to be a 3-way battle for P6. Oh my goodness, as they get foremost 4-way. As Connor touches the grass a little bit, his exit is a bit cooked because of that. Continuing on, going past the sector 1 line in about 50 meters, going up through that hairpin. There are 4 of them all competing for that P7 spot. Connor is going to be very scared for that. Continuing on, we see a quite interesting battle between SJ and Mr. Kevin here. Mr. Kevin suffering a great loss during the start of the race, but they are side by side. Bit of wheel contact when SJ makes it out as the winner of that battle. Continuing. Oh my god, Mr. Kevin is crashing into everyone. Well, he just crashed into the back, but then he is passing SJ now. Fully defeating the rest of the grid, going through the chicane. Continuing on, battery on, and he's somehow winning the race. But there is someone in the gravel. Oh my goodness. It seems to be, and Panger also retired. AXT and Panger are DNF. And there's a safety car.
Is it virtual? Is it virtual or is it normal safety car? I think we're going virtual. Yeah, we're going virtual safety car. It was because of AXT and Pengu both retiring on track. So they must have... No, we're going safety car. It's been upgraded. Safety car conditions on lap.
What a start to this race! Oh my days! I mean, the amount of stuff we are seeing is actually quite insane. But I don't know. It's just wow. First of all, the battle between Sonny, Mike, and Noah at the very start. Noah not getting the best of best starts and then losing out track position because of that was not ideal. And then we saw Min-May crash the car a little bit. Mr. Kevin went into the gravel a little bit too. Lots of gravel. But let's go into the... No, not that one. There we go. So we have Filthy getting 3 positions. He was in P6. He qualified P6 and he got the P3. That's great. United stays the same. Noah, of course, goes down 2 positions. WizFam goes up 4. Wogjet goes up 6. That is excellent pace, showing what he showed last week, especially because of how quick of a driver he is. He get P1 last week. Connor up into P8. Excellent start for him. Kruder staying the same at 9th. Durr, 10th. Excellent. Could see a lot more out of him though. We saw what he did in Abu Dhabi. We could probably see more for him then. Let's see. We asked Mr. Kevin not getting the best of results, down 7 places. Unfortunately, it's just what happens. SJ getting up 2 places. Kurojai getting down 1. Minmay getting up 6. That's an excellent start. Chevy getting 1. Ruthless getting up 2. Fish Lips getting up 4. Oh no, and Kaos going down 11 positions, going into the pits for a new front wing. What a start.
I gotta agree with you. What a start. Chaos flying everywhere. But before the safety car even came out, Mike Wazowski was all over the gearbox of Sunny Bray, going through the chicane and going through the last couple of corners. So if the safety car wouldn't have came out, I reckon Mike Wazowski would have gotten past Sunny Bray. So at this point in time, it looks like the fastest car so far is Mike Wazowski. But Filthy, don't count him out either. He's also there. He's, I reckon, just as quick as Mike Wazowski. So I don't think Sunny Bray is going to keep P1 for too long after this safety car period. So your prediction might be going right, but mine at this point in time, it's almost there. It's almost there.
Honestly, from what I know, if we see Mike, no, it's not if. I think we will see Sonny and Mike fumble somewhere like they did last week, and then end up having issues where then they won't finish in the top 3, which is not what you want to see. But Filthy is in that P3 spot. He finished P3 last weekend. Will he finish P3 this weekend? That's the question we are all wanting to answer. It's a question we're all wanting to know.
I can answer that for you now. No. No, it ain't happening. I reckon something's going to go down between Noah Huni and Filthy. Going down into turn 1, safety car restart. Everyone's burning battery. I reckon we'll see some more chaos. But I can inform you guys of this right now. Team of the week went to Williams. Williams ain't having a good day at this point in time. 19th and 20th after that start. Eesh. They've got a lot of ground to make up, but thank goodness for them, it's 100% Grand Prix, which means they still have just a bit over 50 laps to crawl back that time that they lost. But the question is, will we see the safety car peel in at the end of this lap? Yes, we. Now, if you're new to Formula 1 and don't understand how a safety car works, when the safety car slowly peels away from the field, that gives the what's it called? The control to the P1 car, which goes to Sunny Bay. He can choose when to go when the green flags come out. Now he has to somewhat try and catch Mike Wazowski sleeping. Safety car has returned to the pit lane, and he has gone. And that's what I just said. Catching Mike Wazowski sleeping. And that's what he did. Mike Wazowski with not a fantastic restart, but Filthy is all over the gearbox going under the turn 1. Side by side they go. Mike Wazowski on the inside. Filthy trying to go round the outside. Spectacular move going into turn 1 on the safety car restart by Filthy in the Scuderia Ferrari colours. What a move by him. Mr. Kevin gets back up to P10 after getting past Durr. But after the restart here of him, Filthy, what a restart by him. Mike Wazowski, not so much.
I mean, catching Sonny Bray sleeping was... Sonny Bray catching Mike Wazowski sleeping was probably the best thing he could have done for his race. Because now Sonny Bray has got almost a second on Mike Wazowski when before Mike Wazowski was right up his gearbox. So it is quite an excellent strategy call from him. But we are seeing some other excellent battles down this track. I mean, we did see something between Cristiano and Wisfan, or also known as Wogchet. These are the battles that we need to be watching, but Mr. Kevin is also going right next to Kruder. But Mr. Evan is having some technical difficulty, so it is going to be might going to be an issue there. As we see, Fuller have a brand new nose going because it got broken in the start. Min Mei overtaking SJ, going down into turn 1 there. Excellent, excellent. Oh, Mr. Kevin getting back up the grid order. Going left and going right. Oh my god, and he's almost sideways. That is not what you see. That is an instant yellow flag for sector 2 there. Not what you want to see. Interesting. Anyway, continuing. We have Filthy is not letting go of Sonny's gearbox. I think Sonny is now experiencing the first effects of the tire situation that they have in this track. I mean, if you push the tires too much, you will eventually just end up losing them, because this is a full race distance and you want to make your tires last as long as possible, otherwise it's going to be cooked, which is not what you want to see. Mr. Kevin though, always making up those positions, going wheel to wheel, going into turn 18, 19 there. Very, very excellent. That's what you want to see. Continuing down. Oh, and he's in the gravel. Mr. Kevin is in the gravel. That is not what you want to see. There's going to be lots of tire marks from him being in the gravel, and now he's in last place. That is not the race start for him. Connor though, getting very, very close to our last week's winner, and he's going for the overtake. Oh my goodness. He's getting very, very, very close to the gearbox of Wogjet there. Full acceleration. Let's see what he can do. He is just going to be going up turn 7 now. Going all the way up. Going into turn 8. Turn 9, the sweeping left-hander, full speed ahead, trying to farm up some battery again. Oh god, this is going to be a battle to watch. Is the question, what can he do between turn 13, turn 14, turn 15, turn 18? This is the will he go for the overtake? I want to see this happen in action. Oh, that's a little bit of a slip up there. He went a bit too into the curve. Oh, he used a lot of boost there. Oh, but I think he backed out. Unfortunate. Continuing on. Let's go back up to the top. Filthy and Sonny. This is like last week, how we saw Wogjet and Filthy, I think, constantly having a battle. But then no, Filthy's going for the overtake around the outside, locking up a little bit, but doesn't complete the overtake with Sonny. Not what you want to see, but we are seeing. I think Connor finally got the overtake done on Wogjet, and he finally did. Very nice racing. Kaos, I think, making his way up the order, which is what you want to see from, especially from such a talented driver making his way, unfortunately, so down the grid, passing fish lips. Great racing. I mean, this is just awesome coming from these drivers, recovering from a safety car start to now seeing some awesome racing from such an under-respected division.
I'm gonna agree with you there 100% then, Evan. Underrated division, and they're putting on an absolute show here for us tonight. Now, I've been keeping tabs on the Sunnybray Filthy battle. It looks like Sunnybray has a bit more battery going in turn 1 compared to Filthy. At this point in time, Sunnybray's almost got a full tank of battery, while Filthy only has half. So at this point in time, it's tight, but we'll see. Let's see what happens going down to the turn 1. Does Filthy sit behind, like I said. But Sunnybray missed the first curb. Put him a little bit out wide, but unfortunately not able to do anything with it. But as we look further back, Com United and CUNY go into battle for P4 and 5. As CUNY went side by side with Com there for a second, but unfortunately not able to make anything happen. But Mike Wazowski has found a little bit of a pace again, I reckon, as he's trying to crawl back to Filthy, but Filthy is calling back up to Sunnybray. But again, the percentage would have to go to Sunny Bray. Okay, he's almost got to take a battery. Filthy only has half. I mean, oh, it's tight. But I reckon Sunny Bray's going to have more battery going down to the turn one. Yes, he does. He's almost... Oh, but Filthy's matching him on the battery performance. As they're basically equal on battery going down to turn one. But as we look further back, Com United and Noah Huni round the side of Com United makes the move stick. That is Noah Huni up to P4. But let's look further back up. Filthy all over the gearbox. Sunny Bray defends. But you don't really see overtakes going through these couple of corners. But let's see if Filthy is able to slingshot up the inside. Decides to be patient and wait. But Nivim at this point in time, it's very, very tight between and Sunny.
Oh my god, it is very, very tight indeed. We are seeing every single chance for these guys to overtake each other. But Sonny just knows that if he farms up enough battery, he will not have the risk of being overtaken. Because in these regulations, it's really just a battery game. If you can get more battery than your opponent through a lap, you will have the advantage. And it's the unfortunate reality of these regulations. I mean, we are just seeing now, Sonny has 83% and Filthy has 60%. You cannot... the battery makes up 50% of your engine. If you have 20% more battery, you have, what is it, like, 28% more power over time, which is what you see from how Sonny is keeping ahead. Because when you're in the clean air, you can easily make each turn. And your tires aren't overheating. You don't really have a lot to complain about while being in clean air. But then when you are Filthy, being right behind him, and you're trying to get by in such like a kind of tight but not really that tight track, and he's just stopping here, you can't overtake in turn 9 like that. And all Sonny was doing was farming battery, so he has more battery in that next lap. And that strategy has been consistently working for him, so Sonny stays ahead. But the problem is, he has an entire 50 laps that he needs to do that for. And he just, oh my goodness! And he just pushed him wide! What was that? Filthy just went into the back of Sonny Bray and pushed him to the side. That is not what you want to see, especially from two really hard races. Continuing on, but this might be one of the laps we see Filthy get ahead of Sonny, because they are almost matching battery. Overtake on boost mode, giving extra speed down straights by having an unrestricted speed cap as we go down, but isn't able to make that move stick. But he is within 2/10 of Sonny, but he has to slow down a lot here because of that dirty air. Definitely not what you want to see. But will he make the overtake down here? That's the question. No, he will not. He will wait up another lap. But we are seeing some other action. Durr and Connor. Durr making the move up on Connor. Kaus making the move up on Wiz. But they are side by side. Oh my goodness, that was close. Right next to each other. Oh goodness, this is great racing from these drivers here. Continuing on. Going back up to Filthy and Sonny. This is great racing what we're seeing. I mean, Filthy is just trying his absolute hardest to get by Sonny here, because Sonny has been ahead of Filthy for about 7 laps now. 7 laps, which Sonny has been waiting to get by Filthy. It's not an easy time. It's not. You have to be very patient. You have to wait for your opportunity. But is this opportunity going to be down into the last 2 corners, side by side? But will he get pushed off wide? He will not. Oh my goodness, the wheel-to-wheel action here. What will happen? And he makes the tech. He doesn't. With the boost mode on, but will he make it last throughout the entire straight? Sonny is using all his battery trying to make that move stick. Who will brake later? Who will make the corner first? Bumping into the Filthy a little bit as we continue on, going to the next straight. This is excellent. Cheers, man. We are now going into turn 5, turn 6. And Filthy has finally made the move. He is finally ahead. This is excellent for Filthy here. This is what you want to see if you're Filthy. You've been waiting for so long trying to get past Sonny, and you finally did. That's great. Continuing on, we have United still trying to get past Noah Heaney. Noah Heaney having a bit of a mess up, starting the race on the grid. He unfortunately wasn't able to get as good of a start as Wogjet, so now he's at P4. Not ideal, but will United make the turn? No, he'll wait. I think it's quite understandable because trying to make any move down at the turn 14 chicane is very difficult because it's very tight. If you try going through that, you'll have to push off your the other driver, which goodness, trying to get the FIA to deal with that is not ideal. But United might have ruined his chance, and that's not what we want to see. As we continue,
no, that's not really what you want to see. Sorry to cut you off. But I was trying to get WizFam back in. But Sonny Bray has found that tiny bit of pace again. But no, it's Uni. I didn't get a penalty. Was it for track limits? Well, like I said, track limits prone track. But can I just say something here? How this top 5 has absolutely gapped poor Cristiano and his crew behind him. Look at that gap. 7.5 seconds. Down to P6. That is astonishing. These 5 drivers have managed to gap Cristiano by 7.5 seconds. But I reckon around about now is when they're going to start that tire degradation, that tire fall off. But let's see what happens going down into the final couple of corners, going onto the main straight. Sonny Bray, he has almost a full tank of battery, but look at Mike Wazowski bolting it down the inside. A little bit of side-to-side contact. Sonny Bray goes off track, but managing to keep the position. Filthy has to be rubbing his hands like, oh yes, please, give me this. Let me just run away here. But Mike Wazowski, he's trying not to give it up. Well, unfortunately, he has to this time around. It looked like there, before Mike Wazowski challenged Sonny Bray for P2, it looked like Sonny Bray was going to get... Because Sonny Bray, again, had that battery percentage going down the main straight. Like we keep talking about here, Nimvim, you're going to want to have a full battery going down the main straight, but if you don't, you've just basically given the car behind you a freebie.
exactly. That is what's causing these gaps to form. So we are seeing how Filthy to United has their own group, but isn't it interesting to see how they're all within a second of each other? This shows how important battery is to these regulations. I mean, because when you're within a second of each other, they replace DRS with this boost mode. This boost mode allows you to go 350 kilometers an hour before it starts tapering off in power delivery. So those people, so Filthy is defending Sonny, right? And Sonny has boost mode, but see, Filthy can farm infinite energy because Sonny cannot overtake in most parts of this track. So Sonny will just have to sit down and wait. But Sonny doesn't seem to want to sit down and wait. He wants to get past Filthy as soon as possible. And of course, we'll see Filthy, right? Farming in lots of areas, and therefore getting all that crew behind Filthy, like Sonny, Mike, Noah, United, to clump up to here. But then, once Dirt isn't within a second of United, he doesn't get that same advantage. That's why we're seeing these weird groups in the track. So we have the top 5, and then we have from 6 to 11th is another group, and then from WizFam to Aru, that's another group. So it just demonstrates how important the battery is this season. I mean, it's actually crazy. But we'll have to see who can win this race, because, like I said, I predicted that Sonny Bray wasn't going to win this, purely because of his extrapolated results from last few races. But we will just have to see what these drivers can do.
Absolutely. We'll see what they can do here tonight. But Sunny Bay, he's all over. Let's see if Sunny Bay can get the job done. Sunny Bay with more battery than Filthy. Filthy going to try to defend, cut him off a bit. But Sunny Bay's not going to give it up. He's going to try to bolt it. No, he bails on it. Now, I got to say, that's great defending by Filthy. But Sunny Bay, unfortunately, could make the job done. But he's going to make a job now. No, you don't really see overtake going into the little left-right chicane there. But again, Sunny Bay's going to have to wait again. But here's the thing. Again, Sunny Bray has that battery advantage. As we see, who's that going off track? I believe that is Kurojag, but getting going again. Can I just say something here besides the battle for the lead here? Can I just focus on Kaus for a second here? Kaus, let me remind you, he was in 18th position for the safety car restart. He's up to 9th. And climbing. He's climbing quickly up the field, is Kaus. He's trying to rescue a race for Willie. And I gotta say, massive respect to Kaus. But enough with that, let's go back up to the lead battle here again. Sunny Bay is much closer than ever. He's basically pushing the Ferrari driver. Filthy might have shoved him off there, but Filthy again managing to keep Sunny Bray at bay. I mean, very decent. But look, Mike Wazowski, I reckon Mike Wazowski is struggling to keep up here, because Noah Huni is all over him now. These top 5 is within a second of him. Let me remind you, within a second of each other. That is insane.
I mean, yeah, talking about that again, I mean, it shows just how powerful this boost mode is, and then when you're at the front, you just slow down the rest of the pack, so then you get ahead of and so then eventually, people that are fast enough to stick with the pack. But as we're seeing, Kaus going for the overtake around SJ, but then, around Wogjet, but then goes into the gravel, not ideal. Continuing on, we are seeing, we'll go back up to the front on the grid, Filthy and Sonny continuing on. They are, like, this is a strategy all the other teams need to look at and copy. Once you are at the front, you are basically perfectly fine. I mean, as like, Communited, right? He might not be fast, like, maybe he's really slow, but just because he has that boost, that means he could stick with the pack, because the boost mode is just so powerful. But then Filthy can slow down the rest of the pack by farming in places where Sonic just can't possibly overtake, because the passage too ski, like turn 9 for example, you can recharge a lot there, and they can't really do much about it because I can't really overtake there. Like, Sonic will try go for an overtake here, but he just can't. It's just not possible. So, when you are in this position, you're just waiting for the people in front of you to make a mistake. I don't think there's much else you can do in that regard. But continuing on, let's get some. So, from the leader view, we could just see how that's affected. We have five people within a second of the leader-ish, and then we have about 5 people within 12 seconds of the leader, and then another 8 people within 5 seconds of a leader. So of the leader. So it details how powerful this battery is and how important it is to this game. So we just need to see how these drivers deal with it is the thing.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, go.
No. You can go.
I was gonna say, yeah, see how they go! Sunny Bray closer. But, yeah, I was gonna say, see how they go! Contact! Filthy and Ninja! Oh, not Filthy, not Unit. Filthy and, Sunny Bray, a bit of contact there. Sending Filthy right into the barrier. Sunny Bray immediately giving back the position to Filthy. Does Filthy have any residual damage from that? Let's see. Doesn't look like it, no, but he might have a bit of ego damages, Sonny Bray. But look at Michael Wazowski. He's trying to go down the inside of both. No way, did he do it? No, he cannot. But Sonny Bray trying to get the over and under. Well, don't go too right here. Mike Wazowski trying to go down around the outside of Phil. Can he make the job stick? Still trying to go around the outside? No. But Sonny Bray gets a tail wag, loses the position to Noah Huni. Noah Huni is up to P3. But watch Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski is gunning for the lead. But Sonny Bray's trying to get that back. Be careful, boys. There's still heaps of laps to go. But look at this battle for the final podium spot. We're almost going 3-1. Turn 1. Oh my goodness. Filthy has to be licking his lips like, yes, boys, battle. Let me run away. But unfortunately, they resolve their issue very quickly. What a moment that just happened then in Vim. That was something, dude. That was something.
Jeez,
but
man.
Filthy's slowing up again.
I mean, that was a great example of what the Div 3 racing community just has to offer. I mean, we just saw right there how good these drivers can be. Like, they could be even Div 1 material in terms of racecraft, but they just don't have the pace yet. That is just what is being demonstrated here tonight. Anyway, but we do have a request to follow Com United for a lap. So, we will start that now. He's going to have 73% going into turn 1. We'll get on the interval cam now. No, he's going to the pits. Every people are starting to pit now. Sonny and Com United have finally started to pit. Let's see what their tires they decide to go on. Probably hards. I'm assuming this would be a one-stop strategy. Yep, they're going the hards. Very nice. We are seeing quite a few people getting having penalties at the moment, which is not what you want to see at this point in the race, but it's fine. Continuing on. The problem with this circuit, there is quite a long pit lane. So you don't want to pit that many times if you can avoid it. But now, Com United is at 15th. New, fresh set of tires, fresh set of hards. This lap is mostly just going to be focused on warming up those hards, getting them up to speed, getting them up to temperature so they can grip the track and so they can compete for positions. He was at P5. All of the drivers next to him have not pitted except Sonny. If he can stick with Sonny, we will see what they can do in terms of getting back up to those P1 to P5 spots. That is excellent racecraft from what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. This racecraft has been absolutely superb here tonight. My question is, with Com United, the leaders have stayed out. So, like you said, this lap will be focused on trying to get those hards up to speed, up to temperature. So let's see. As Durr has come into the pit lane, let's see where he will jump out. Hopefully it's somewhere good. Same with Fish Lips and A Ruthless Guy. So all those, it must be the pit window must be open for the potential. You said one stop when Com United pitted. I don't think it's going to be a one stop. With the tyre degradation so high around this track, I reckon it'll most likely be a 2-stop here tonight, Niven. So, we will wait and see indeed, but this leading pack might be going for a 1-stop. Filthy Mike Wazowski and potentially Noah Huni. But a Ruthless Guy's left the session. I'll try and shoot him in it. But let's see what happens to the leaders here. Bit of a yellow flag moment, and it's a Ruthless Guy has gone off. But in comes Filthy. Filthy has come in. Well, let's focus on Com United here. He's down in P12. He's just coming out of the final chicane, going down the straight before the 2 final corners. What is Filthy up to? He has pitted. He's trundling down the pit lane. Sonny Bray's trying to navigate traffic Let's see if that traffic has helped Filthy at all. Going down the main straight, focus back to Filthy. Here he comes, down the main straight. And Filthy has come out ahead. Same with United. So that power of the undercut here has managed to help in the way of Sunny Ray and United. But here's the thing, traffic is becoming a thing as well. Nimvim, that's another thing. Traffic is gonna come pain here tonight, Nimvim.
Oh my, yeah, the traffic could be really bad because remember how we talked about the drivers bunching up a ton because of the battery deployment? I mean, we'll see that purely in action because if the drivers pitting early, we'll have, we'll have a lot of issues trying to get past the drivers who haven't pitted. So we'll just see what will happen here. But from what we saw, United is doing pretty good. But Sonny Bray, can we talk about Sonny Bray for a second? Sonny Bray is already up into P7, which is an excellent performance already by starting the race. Knowing the master of final 2 quarters. Let's just see, both the Astons are in the pit lane at the moment, which is great for Sonny. Sonny will now go up a position now, go up another position, which means Sonny has officially completed the undercut. So, for those who don't follow the sport, the undercut is a strategy where you pit before your rival, and then you take the advantage that the fresher tires give, and you go fast for those laps, and then therefore overtake your rival when they go into the pit lane the next lap or the next few laps. So, that's what we'll see here today. Anyway, we are being pressed for the leader time, so there we go. So now the drivers are a bit spaced out, except for where Sonny Bray is. Lots of drivers are there at the moment. Sonny Bray on 3 lap-old hards. That's great for him. He is 22 seconds away from Noah, but Noah will have to pit soon. Those are 30 lap-old mediums and not going to last very long. It's not what you want to see. Oh, and we see a Red Bull, a sugar-free Red Bull, going off track, which is not what you want to see. Filthy is now in P10. And Filthy's in P10 with fresh tires and no front wing. That is not what you want to see when you just pit in one of the longest pit lanes on the calendar and you have no front wing. I wonder what happened to him.
And he's coming in. Sorry to interrupt you. I think something happened between himself and United. I think something might have happened between United and Filthy going through the traffic. I reckon they might have contact, because I reckon I jumped on board just as they went off track. So that sugar-free Red Bull United and Filthy. So Filthy is having to pit again. So there goes his race. His race is in the bin. But what, like, I'm speechless, Nivim. Like, I don't know what happened between them.
Definitely, it looked like a swimming carnival there. The way that they were just touched each other and then went off the track. That's not what you want to see. But this is not ideal for Filthy. You just pitted, right? And you're telling me you have to pit again for another wing? I think this race is relatively over. I predicted at the start, I actually predicted Filthy, I think I predicted Filthy would end up in the top 3. I wouldn't stay on that prediction anymore. I very much doubt that Filthy will end up in the top 3 now. It's not ideal for him anymore because he's just too far away. Even if he does catch 50 seconds in the next few, in the next 33 laps, we still have 33 laps of this race, guys. I don't think he will catch up, unfortunately. It's just the reality of having that happen to you. It's really unfortunate. He might catch up to P10, but I don't think any better than that.
Nah, very unfortunate. Very sad for him as we see Kaos and Connor go at it now. Kaos has actually got the lead. So Kaos is officially gone from last to first. So that challenge has been ticked off by Kaos. But here's the thing. He's still out on 24 lap old hards. Mike Wazowski, Sonny Bray, But speaking of Mike Wazowski, he's got in front of, I believe, the sugar-free Red Bull and the Alpine. So that's very good for him, but it looks like this race has just gone the way of Sunny Brays. Because just as long as Sunny Bray doesn't get a penalty, this race is his. But Chaos has eventually decided to come in. But I reckon Mike Wazowski does have still 3 lap better tyres than Sunny Bray. So I mean, in this, when it comes down to the long period here in Vim, I reckon Mike Wazowski has got that advantage.
Definitely, because he just has the fresher tires, but he does have that penalty, unfortunately. So let's actually go into the view to see that penalty there. He does have a 3-second penalty. So even if Mike Wazowski overtakes Sonny, the strategy I think we saw last week or the week before last week was that one of the drivers just stayed behind P1 who had a penalty and stayed in that boost mode range, because P1 can't do anything. P1 can't really get away because they'll just be overtaken. So the P2 just stayed there and then let the penalty do the work for them, and that's how they got P1. So I think that's a strategy that could happen here. If Mike Wazowski even gets P1, Sonny will be fine, because Sonny will just have to stay in that range where he's not going to be overtaken. So we'll just have to see how that goes there. But let's go to the other drivers now. Not a lot of overtakes happening on the track at the moment. It's just the nature of this track, unfortunately. You're just going to have to see it. Actually, never mind. What was I watching there? We did have a little SJ versus Chaos battle here. The battle of the big two, as we see here. Definitely not levels of racecraft. I mean, definitely levels of racecraft you want to see around the circuit. But anyway, going back up to Sonny Bray. Can we see this? Sonny Bray is already at P1 with 6 seconds of penalties. Honestly, if I was Sonny Bray, I wouldn't even want to try overtaking her unless Connor was slowing me down that significantly. I would just stay in P2 and farm off that boost mode. Because if Sonny has boost mode, Connor can't really do much about that. But what's a good thing about Connor's position is he has clean air, but he can't really get that far ahead in clean air, unfortunately. But I think what we'll see here as we go to the overtake zone, or the overtake mode detection, going down. Oh, never mind. Oh, did he get overtake mode? Oh no. Oh, he got overtake mode. So Sonny did get that overtake mode, which means he might start gapping Connor going down the straight. We'll have to see what happens. Going all the way down the straight. And perfect. Let's see. Gap to what tires does he have? Oh, Connor has 31 lap hold hards. He will not be able to go the full race distance on these tires, which is not ideal. I mean, this is not what you want to see if you are Connor, because Connor is in a perfect position to finish on the podium, but he's not pitted yet, which means he has to pit at some point in this race. Which is like...
Yeah.
Yep, continue.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, he has to eventually pit. Cause there's no, I mean, if he tire saves enough, I mean, maybe. But I was just gonna comment on Sonny Bray. I've had a look at the book of the race stewards here. Sonny Bray must be on either his second to last warning or last warning on track limit. So if he goes beyond those white lines again, he's gonna get a 3-second time penalty. I just wanted to comment on that.
I mean, excellent. He already has 6 seconds of penalties, which is not ideal if you are Connor. Because not only do you have to still pit, which is like a 30-second pit stop, you also have to handle 6 to 9 seconds of penalties, which is not what you want to see if you are Lamb or if you are Connor, because this is not helping the team in a very great way. But continuing on, so who else do we have on this grid? Let's go back to the interval timing. Oh, Noah and Mike are getting very close to each other. They're in the exact same spot. So this is the order reinstated basically, except Connor is unfortunately replacing Filthy because Filthy had the accident. So let's see what will happen here. I mean, Noah will be about 5/10 off Mike, which is very close, but he doesn't have a lot of battery. He has 40% battery going onto the straight compared to Mike's. He has 60%, and they both have boost mode. This is not the recipe you want to see if you are trying to win this race or trying to get in the podium. If you are Noah, you want to farm up as much battery as you can to get to that straight, and then save up a lot of battery and then execute it all. And that's just my view. I'm not very good at racing, neither, so I wouldn't take a lot of racing advice from me. But that's my point of view. But then Noah just does that. Noah gets up into P2. Connor doesn't know where he is. Mike Wazowski just absolutely gets obliterated. And now Noah Huni's up into P2. We don't know what we're talking about. Noah just does Noah things because he's just Noah. Like, he knows a guy. Noah's a guy. Yeah, I'm so funny. Anyway. He's almost a second past Mike Wazowski, and he is. Mike Wazowski is officially out of the second gap with Noah. It is over. Mike's race with Noah is almost over. If Noah can gap Mike a bit more, then their race is done. They can't really overtake anything. But Mike will try getting into that overtake zone, probably burn a bit of battery. Let's just see here. They both have not a lot of battery to going into this straight. We'll just see what will have to happen here. I mean, well, neither does Sonic have a lot of battery either. But Mike Wazowski going onto that straight. Let's see this. Yeah. Okay, they're fine. But Mike is now within a second. If you are Noah, you do not want to see that. But Com United is right on their back again. They don't get distracted. Com United is right there. And right there is going to be when to pounce that. Red Bull, sugar-free, might I add, is doing great work on that car, and we'll see what they can do. Going past the hairpin now. Full speed ahead. If I'm Com United in this situation, I'll probably save up a bit of battery for that straight, because we just seen how important it is to have battery for that straight, and deploying it anytime sooner is just very consequential. But we'll have to see what they do now. I just want to see this and watch this and see what will happen with Com United. Because if Com United could pull this off, that would be great. But if Mike Wazowski could remain within a second on Noah, then that is not also great for Com United or Noah. Because therefore, they're going further and closer to each other. That's not what you want to see. Let's see what else is happening among this grid. This very talented grid. Min May. Let's see. Oh, wow. So, we have about 8 drivers have penalties now. Let's see what penalties they have. So, we have Snow with 6 seconds. Oh, never mind. I think Noah is not making this, because Mike can just get within a second of Noah, and that's all Mike needs to do, and he'll win this race, because and as well as Com United, right? If Com United can stay within 6 seconds of Mike and Noah, then my goodness, he is fine. Because that is a confirmed P2. Com United might get P2 this race if this race ladder keeps the same. Like, this is like the time Carlton beat Brisbane. Like, that was shocking. But, anyway. Danny, what do we think of this race so far?
Well, so far, it's been all sunny Bray. But it might not be all sunny Bray soon, because Noah Huni has almost caught Sunny over the past couple of laps by a second. That gap was around 6.1. It's down to 5.1. So he's gained almost a second on Sunny Bray. But here's the thing. Noah Huni has 4-lap tyre, the tyre difference, but to Sunny. So, but the penalty, this is a hard one to decide for any of him. but not Mike Wazowski has been gapped by Noah Cooney by 1.5 seconds. Excuse me. But here's the thing, Connor, yes, Connor is still hasn't pitted. He's still on 36 lap old hard tires. I think Connor's going for the one stop. It's looking like it. It's looking highly likely Connor's, and I reckon that's just the mistake he's made, because everyone else is on potentially a 2-stop strategy. But we will come at the end of the race. Now, remember how I said Noah Huni was catching Sonny by almost a second? Yeah, it's almost by 2 seconds now. Gap is 4.5 seconds now. So Sonny Bray is starting to lose heaps and heaps and heaps of time to the Alpine of Noah Huni. Now, if Noah Huni didn't have those penalties, he would be racing for the win. But here's the thing, Sonny Bray is on his final warning for track limits. If he cuts a chicane or cuts a curb too much, the stewards are going to say, hey mate, that's not on. Slap you with a 3-second penalty. But then Noah Cooney would have to pray that Sonny would get another 3 second. So, I mean, it's kind of... I reckon it's going to be close here in Invi. But we'll see when, or if, Sonny Bray... Noah Cooney's definitely not coming in for another century. He's on 10 lap old hards. They could go another, like, 10, I reckon. I reckon the Hearts can at least do at least 20 laps, 20 to 25 laps around Imola here. Oh, they look like track limits for Sunny. But I'll have a look at the stewards book of warnings and penalties after. But here's the thing, Sonny Bay might be starting to struggle here, because Noah is only 3 seconds back now. They can now see each other. Sonny is looking back at Noah. Noah's looking at Sonny. So it's gonna get tight in the next couple of laps as Noah catches Sonny. But another driver I want to talk about here is Com United, as I unfortunately have lagged out. But as I was gonna say, Com United was, but it ain't looking good for me, bro.
Definitely not what you want to see. But because if I was Sonny Bray and I'm seeing Noah Heaney catch up very quickly in my rearview mirror from like 6 seconds to 3 seconds, I would be scared. However, let's go to our menu to look at the details here and look at the penalties. Oh no. That is not what you want to see. Noah Heaney has 6 seconds of penalties. 6 whole seconds. That is not what you want to see if you are Noah Heaney, because that means Sonny Bray has nothing to worry about, because maybe he's very close to Sonny Bray, but let's remember here, Noah can literally overtake Sonny, and Sonny could literally still win the race if he's at P3. So I don't think it matters very much, but we are approaching 23 laps left, which is excellent. Isn't it crazy how we started this race from lap 1? Most of these drivers have been with us since lap 1, and they are finishing this race in lap 63. Let's actually go on. Oh my goodness, the penalties are getting there. We are seeing the issues with the track limits at this track, because the fact that the curb can let you take so much track is absolutely great. Interesting. But I'm just waiting to see what actually pans out of this race, because we are seeing lots of these drivers start running out of battery. Like Noah, for example, right? Yes, he's been on like 4%, or averaging like 20% for the past few laps now. It's like, when you are in this position where you just need to continue going, you want to run down your battery as much as possible. Right, how do I do that now? Uh, right. Sorry guys, we'll see you in any rocks back, because I think his game crashed. Anyway, continuing on. Oh, and SJ.
Nimvim, I'll get SJ. Focus on the race.
Okay, anyway, continuing on. So, going back on it, Noah Uni is catching up, but once again, I'm sorry I'm stating this a bit too many times, but Sonny really has nothing to worry about here. Even though Sonny is basically in the picture of what Noah Uni's doing, I actually feel bad for Noah's tires, because they're probably being pushed very hard at the moment to catch up to Sonny, but it's practically useless, because once Noah gets even ahead of Sonny, he has to cap 6 seconds of Sonny before he's able to win. Anyway, back to the tires. There are our tires. If I can, but here we are. The tires. So we have Sonny on 18 lap old hards, Noah on 14 lap old hards, Mike on 15 lap old hards, I mean on 18 lap old hards, they're on 17 lap old hards, Kurita on 19 lap old hards, Chaos on 11 lap old hards, Connor on 40 lap old hards. 40 lap old hards. Jesus Christ, mate. That is a lot. That is a long time to be on the same tire. When Connor is still falling out, I wonder when he will get the call to finally go into the pits. I mean, we're just going to wait for that call, but I think it's definitely been quiet for a while. And we have just a few other drivers on hards, and then Chevy on 5 lap old mediums, Deadly on fully on 7 lap old hards, Orvala on 14 lap old hards, Ruthless on 5 lap old hards, and then SJ on 0 lap old mediums. Excellent, excellent, excellent is what we. This is what we should see. Anyway, I don't know what Lamb's plans are for Connor here, but I don't know how being on hards for this long will end up doing anything. But you know what? Let's trust in the team. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe they are doing big brain strategies. I have no idea, but we'll just have to see. Another Ferrari bottle, indeed. It could be the case. We'll have to see the strategy here. Look, in theory, right? They may have an absolute bonkers strategy they're gonna surprise us with at the end. What is it? I don't know. Let's keep in mind, Filthy doesn't have any penalties, and Filthy was really quick. So maybe Connor's trying to slow down the grid, trying to get Filthy back up. We'll have to see. Anyway, continuing on, we haven't paid attention. Who have we not paid attention to? Oh, and Connor's in the pits. Connor's finally in the pits. About time. Connor's been on those hards for way too long now. He's on mediums for another 20 laps, which is actually the amount of time these other guys are going to be hards for, which is very interesting. Anyway, continuing. So we have SJ versus well, here's the thing, right? I don't think. Oh, what? Am I saying this right? Oh, it's because he wants to get the overtake. I see. Oh, wait, no. SJ is in AI. I see, that's why that is happening. Alright, what else is happening now? So, Com United, though, is 7/10 away from Durr. Wait, Durr? That is not a name I have heard since Abu Dhabi, since he's been really, really high up on the leaderboard. Durr, I think, wasn't competing for P1 in Abu Dhabi. Let's see what he can do in Imola. Because, wait, let's see what the penalties are for him. Never mind. Yeah, no, it's over. But it was a good run. Like, in theory, so, from what I'm seeing here, Durr's in the same position as Noah, where Com United could just sit behind Durr and just sit there with boost mode, and he can't do anything about it, unfortunately. But it just is what it is, and that's what they have to deal with. But you can see those tires are getting very old, and they have to last another 20 or so, 19 or so laps, which is not ideal at all. What else is going on here? Now we have SJ going to the pits once again. Interesting strategy from the Cadillac team. I wonder what they're gonna do. Sonny and Noah are getting very close to each other. Remember, about 10 laps ago they were about 8 seconds apart. Now they are 2 seconds apart. I wonder if Noah gets into that boost mode, what will happen? But I think you can start to see Noah's tires are starting to degrade, which is not what you want to see when you're this far into the race. So yeah, let's go back up to tires. Noah does have the 4-lap tire advantage, so I think that's a race from how much he was pushing those tires. I mean, that car was pushing to hell and back, basically. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, continuing on. Penalties. Fish Lips is now 12 seconds of penalties. Crowjag is 3 seconds. Connor has 6 seconds of penalties. Not what you want to see. Oh my goodness. It's just the big wait for when Sonny and Noah will get as close to each other as possible. So let's review the teams here for a second. Audi. So it looks like every team is like averaged, right? Because like if you look at it, right? Sonny is in P1 with an Audi. His teammate is dead with no position. But then you have the Ferraris. The Ferraris are the most average because they're both like in like P10. But then you have Com United and Cruder doing the best of the sugar-free Red Bulls. Like, that is excellent. Excellent performance from the sugar-free Red Bulls there. I mean, they've been doing an excellent job trying to get it. Oh no. Never mind. That is not what you want to see. I think we cut to a bad time. Go back. Oh my goodness, almost the entire grid has penalties. The entire grid except Wogjet, or Orvala, the Ruthless, and SJ have penalties, which is quite crazy. I mean, we are about to, and Sonny also doesn't have penalties, which is very good. What else is going on in this race? I think everyone's just in a state of limbo, but Noah Huni has finally caught up to Sonny, and we are finally going to see the impacts of what that boost mode can do. Will Noah finally get 6 seconds ahead of Sonny? This is the big question. Will he be able to do it? I think Sonny was farming. Oh, yes. Sonny was literally farming battery. That's why he caught up. Well, we'll see what he can do. He's going back to his old way. Defending P1 by defending. Getting P1 by defending Noah. Because Noah will have to stay behind anyway. We'll see what we can do. So, going out of that corner there. Getting very close together. Turn 4, turn... Oh, where are we? Oh, no. Oh, going into turn 7. Going up turn 7. They are very close together. If Sonny can keep this up for... Oh, 14 laps. Not ideal. Wait, what? I can't do math at the moment. 16 laps, my bad. If he can keep it off for 16 laps, that is what you want to see if you are the TP. Yeah. Anyway, Daniel Rocks, what do you think of this race so far?
I mean, it's getting real tight between the top two. I reckon the tire advantage in the long run would go to the way of Noah Huni, but in the scale of penalties, it would go to Sunny Bray, because Sunny Bray has not yet received a penalty. But as I say that, the Alpine of Noah Huni can all over the Audi. Let's see if Noah Huni can get the lead for time here. No, he decides to back off and hope and pray he gets a penalty, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But as we approach the closing stages of this race, Noah Huni with another potential track limit warning there. But yeah, as you were going to say, the only people that don't have a penalty Cristiano, David down in 17th, Aretha Sky, and then SJ in 19th position here. But let's see if Noah Huni can somehow get the lead here as they're approaching a lap car of a Ruthless Sky down there in P18. Now this will either help or somewhat mess up Sunny Bray here. Let's see if he can manage to get past. Ruthless Sky moves plenty well out of the way. So that is all good. No, Huni looking all over the rear. Goes a bit wide, tries to get a better exit than Sunny going down in the main straight here. He's all over the gearbox. Mike Wazowski is also trying to hunt them down as well. Let's see who's got the battery advantage. Give it to Sunny Bray again. Sunny Bray is I think he knows what to battery here. I think he might be the master of battery around Imola. Just as long as he can keep that up for another, what, like 10 laps or so? I reckon Sunny Bray can get the job done, but I reckon it's only just barely. Niven. It's gonna be a tight one here, bro. I reckon Sunny Bray can hold if he keeps going the battery strat.
I agree. Sonny. Oh no! That is not.
But wait. He still has the advantage. He still has the advantage. You know why?
Does. Yeah, because it's 6 seconds, right?
Yeah. Noah has got 6 seconds.
No,
so he
but,
still has the advantage.
No, but the idea was he had the ultimate advantage. He had no penalties. That was the great thing about it. I don't know if EA has fixed the glitch yet where they made you serve the penalties for some reason, even though you can't serve them at the end of the race. But I don't know. Maybe they haven't. I wouldn't know. But anyway, what is not ideal at this stage of the race is that Sonny had such an advantage by having no penalties, and now he has a penalty. I mean, if I was Sonny, I would be like, oh my days, no, I have to race another 13 laps against this really, really fast guy with good race pace right behind me named Noah Huni in that pink and blue Alpine trying to live my life. Oh, that just feels terrible, but you know, you just have to keep racing. Macaus gets another penalty. Unfortunately, that means he gets 6 seconds of penalties. Can we talk about Kaus's recovery drive for a second? From P22 to P6. I mean, that's a great drive, no?
Yeah, that's a very best driver of the day material.
I mean, really, I do wonder how they do figure out who the driver of the day is, because there's quite a few people here. Sonny has been fending off people the entire race. Wogjet hasn't gone on a penalty. Kaus has made it up all the way to P6 from P18, and he's suffered a lot. Filthy has overtaken his teammate, even though Filthy was trapped or sent to the gulag basically. Being sent to P19 because of the wing issues. What else is here? And yeah, but really, it's just following the battle of Noah Huni, and Noah Huni gets another penalty. Oh no. Honestly, I would just... I don't even know what I'll do if I was Noah Huni here. Because it's just not a very good situation overall. But Mike Wazowski, he could do still a lot of work. We're trying to overtake Noah here. Because if Mike can overtake Sonny and Noah, Mike and Sonny have the same amount of penalties. So, it's just a race. It's just a race like the... If they both have penalties, neither of them have penalties, really. That's just all that's how it should be seen. But Mike is getting very close to Noah here. I mean, I really do wonder what they're going to do. Noah's going around the outside. But, like I said before, this isn't really going to do this isn't really going to do much for Noah, because Noah does have 9 seconds of penalties, but all he's doing is just letting Sonny sit behind him and maybe overtake him later. But all this battling is getting Mike even closer and closer to the grid. I mean, we are just waiting for this action to go down.
yeah, waiting for the action to absolutely throw down. But Sunnybury goes right around the outside. I reckon he lets Noah Cooney through on purpose to get that boost mode. And that's what he did. Let him through on purpose, get that boost mode, knowing he has, I believe, 9 seconds worth of penalties. But here's the thing: look at the man in the woods, Mike Wazowski. He's level on penalties with Sunnybury. So just as long as Mike Wazowski doesn't get a penalty, he's all equal with Sunny. But I reckon the pace advantage, give it to Noah Huni, but he has that unfortunate pen. So, I mean, yeah, look, lets him through again. So I reckon Sunnybury is trying to get that boost mode every lap now. As Fishlips has called it a day, he is done for the Alpine. Noah Cuny's teammate, he is done for the day. Calls it quits. Sunnybury with a bit of a tail coming through the final corner. And again, give the battery percentage to Noah Cuny, but there's yellow flag, so he can't overtake. Okay, now he can overtake, but it's too little too late. So I reckon Sunnybury's starting to struggle with tyres. Yeah, Sunnybury might be struggling on tyres. Because Noah Cuny has managed to gap him by just over, well, it was just over half a second. But Sunnybury is pulling that back quickly. So these top 3 is going to get a little bit spicy towards the end as we 10 laps to go. It's like do you know the Cars movie? The runner-up, the rookie, and the king. the runner-up, the rookie, and the king. 3 cars, 1 champion of the Imola. So I reckon the rookie would have to go to maybe Sunnybury. The runner-up, we don't know yet. And the king would have to go to Mike Wazowski. No bias, I swear.
I mean, look, I still think no matter what Noah does here, he's done. I mean, like, going back to your cars thing, I think Sonny has the brains of Lightning McQueen with his speed, because no matter what Sonny or Noah does, Sonny's just got to win because of Noah's penalties. It's the real sad part of having the disadvantage of penalties. Anyway, Mike Wazowski is like Shook Weathers. I mean, like, he is just staying there, waiting for something to happen, waiting to penalize Sonny and Noah off of their tomfoolery in the racetrack. I mean, I think at some point Mike is just gonna go for the overtake of all 3 of them and then win the race. That is gonna be my best guess, because look how close he is. And it doesn't look like he's putting in that much effort. Like, if we go to the cam, he's sitting at a pretty good percentage of battery there. So I think he's just chilling there, waiting for stuff to figure itself out. And who can win is the great part. According to the team principals, though, we do have a bit of rain coming down, which is not what you want to see in these last corners of the race, because once rain starts hitting when you're on 40 lap hold hards, you're gonna go pit because it's just quicker. Because on those old hards, you will not get nearly as much grip as you would normally. Well, that's just my view, honestly. Continuing on. What will happen? I bet, honestly, I'm just waiting for something to happen. There's nothing else for me to really say at this point. Tires look pretty interesting. Sonny on 31 lap hold hards, so we really have to see what everyone has to do. But we are seeing Filthy make their way up slowly and steadily above the grid, which is very, very cool to see. But these top 3 are relentless and they are not letting go. I wonder if that person is ahead of them. I think it would be one of the Red Bulls. Oh, the Red Bull team principal is not having a good day. John 22.
It's David. Wait, lads, I think the rain has arrived. Because my screen did that little, you know, with the F1 game, right when it starts raining, and there's that little flash. Yep, can confirm rain is coming down here at Imola. So the strategy is gonna go out the window. Oh my. This is gonna get very, very spicy here. The strategy is out the window. Mike Wazowski is coming in. Mike Wazowski is in the pit lane. Question is, for
That was
what
not
tires?
a good idea. That was not a good idea. Look,
It's too early.
I don't even think it's. I don't think it's the fact that it's too early. I don't think it will ever get worse enough to the point we ever have to pit, because that's a 30-second gap you have to make up in about 7-8 laps. I don't think you're doing that, especially around such a straight track like this. Like, you could literally drift around in your 40-lap old hards. I think you would be fine. There is just no way. I don't think Mike Wazowski is winning this race, or even getting back up to the podium. He has so much gap to cover, and I don't think the rain is worse enough to even to make that worth it. Everyone pitting right now. I don't think it makes any sense to pit.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna have to keep an eye on Mike Wazowski and what he does, because he's just come out of the pit lane in P6, 11 seconds behind Kaus. So I reckon, I mean, it's gonna be quite tight call. The rain is coming down hard again, as I give Kaus the bit of commentator's curse. He's like, it's enters. It's definitely enters. If Kaus is going off track, that means it's enters. Because Kaus is a very experienced driver. It's definitely Inter's condition. Sonny and Noah stay out. They are staying out. I repeat, Hunie and Thing are out. Crowdrag is around.
Will they make up
Wazowski,
20 seconds at 7 laps though?
Mike Wazowski, that gap was 11 seconds. It's down to 4. Because of that Kaus mistake. It's Inter's. It's more than definitely Inter's. Him.
I disagree. He has no. Look. Okay.
Oh, you're making a big mistake then.
No. Let's go to leader cam. So look at this, right? So Mike Wazowski, if it loads, is 28 seconds away from the leaders, right? If we do the math, that is 7 laps in 30 seconds. That is 5 seconds a lap around this really straight circuit. Especially as one of the dry line starts coming. I don't think he'll be able to do it. I really don't. I mean, the only way, like, that's why I think Noah and Sonny aren't pitting at the moment. I think they realize.
Look how hard he's chucking it down though. Look, there it is. Low grip straight mode disabled because of how hard rating it is. Everyone is on Inter. It's Inter's conditions, Nimbim.
I don't think so. I think he could still do it.
You're making a mistake then. Nah,
Look,
that's a big mistake.
I can't see the lap times. Alright, look, okay.
Sunny Bray's sliding, dude.
Alright.
Yeah, here they come.
Oh my god.
Noah stays out. Let's see where Michael Wazowski comes out in all of this. Right, keep an eye on Sunny Bray, right? He's the second to last pit stall. Right? Turns in, hit his marks. On go the Inters, good stop. Bit slower, that was lag.
Oh my goodness, it's the question. Will he beat Mike Wazowski to the line though? Oh my goodness, this is the challenge.
Oh,
Will he beat Mike Wazowski to the line? We see him coming in the back. Full ahead. Oh my days. Will he beat him to the line? And he does. Oh, and he beats him to the line. Wow, that was close and a half, mate. Oh my. But here's the thing, I still think staying out was the play.
No, it's Inters. Look, everyone's on it.
Watch Noah Hunie win this race because everyone... Okay, look, he's not going to win this race because he's the penalties. But watch Noah Hunie get P1 purely because he stayed out. I'm telling you.
Durr's the second best.
Yeah, but Durr... I mean, maybe Durr has the idea, but Durr having that extra 7 seconds... Because look, there's still like 27 seconds... Like, they're only going down 3 seconds a lap. Think about it, they're only 3 seconds a lap, and they need to do they need to do at least 4 or 5 seconds a lap for it to make sense.
Sunny Bray just gained 2 seconds. Well, more. It's more on Durr. Noah's staying out. Oh my god, no way. The TP of Alpine is staying out in the inter-condition rain. Oh, this is going to be a close, tight one. This is going to be close here. Because Sunny Bray needs to get within at least 3 seconds of Durr. Right? 3 seconds of Durr. Right, here, there it is. But here's the thing. He's got 2 lap cars in between him and Durr. So it's gonna be tight, but I reckon Inters is the play. Sunny Ray is pushing as hard as he can to try and catch the Alpine of Noah Huni, as we have a couple of laps here. Noah Huni is circulating the second sector here. Durr has just let past those 2 lap cars. Durr's slowing down. Durr's struggling. Look at that. That gap's coming down massively. Sunny Bay is going to get easily past Durr. This is going to be an easy overtake for Sunny Bay. Look, watch. Boom. Easy overtake. Same with Mike Wazowski. Watch. Easy overtake. No, Durr's battling. Durr down the inside, trying to keep the Mercedes on track, but unfortunately can't do it. Now, Sunny Bay, he's in. Now, Sunny Bay's won. Now, he's won this Grand Prix. Sunny Bay has just won the 100% Imola. In Vim, that was a wrong call for staying out for Noah
Yeah, I
Huni.
think I might have to admit it. That was the wrong
big
call.
That was, even you now, it's a massive call by staying out, and it hasn't worked out in the way of Noah Huni, as we have 4 laps to go.
Oh my god, Noah is in a lot of traffic now.
Oh.
That is not ideal. That is not the position you want to be in, especially when you're on such a fragile strategy. This race is just starting to heat up now. Oh my goodness, everyone's sliding out of every corner. Mike Wazowski, another 3-second penalty. Let's go on those penalties, actually. Oh my god. Yeah, Sonny's won this. Sonny's won. Well, so that decides our grid.
Lol.
Well, I honestly, let's just watch this piece of art move on. Do we have to say anything? I mean, like, this is just art moving on. Well, I think Noah could still make P3. Yeah, Noah will still make P3 though. Which is an alright performance. He was going to get P3 anyway. I don't think he could have done any better than P3 in the long term.
Communiti's gonna be on the podium. The sugar-free Red Bull is gonna get on the podium.
No way.
Yes way, Nivim.
Way.
Yes, Noah Huni has just lost. He's just lost the podium. Well, he was gonna, like you said, he was gonna lose the podium due to penalties, but Com United is gonna be on the podium. Well, like, is this Com United's first ever podium?
I wouldn't know. I don't think so. Oh my days.
Well, sorry about that. Yeah. Com United, yeah, there it is. Boom. Com United on the podium. Can someone fact check this? Is this Com United's first ever in chat? Can someone just fact check me there? But let's continue on while I wait for my confirmation here. What a race it's been by Sunny Bay. It's gonna be a lights to flag victory. Led almost every lap. This has to be cleanest drivers. He didn't have that many incidents besides the track limits. But yeah, do you want me to do this penultimate lap, but then you do the last one?
Indeed. Go for it.
Let's follow Sunny Bay around for the penultimate lap, for the victory lap, as they supposedly call it. Now, just got to keep it clean, going down to the turn 1. Does so. Does not cut sack. Oh, I'm shocked that's the track limit there. That would have been delicious for Mike Wazowski, who is catching Sunny Bay. He's trying his absolute best. But we will see. Again, track limits for Sunny Bay. This has to be his final one. Sure. But let's continue on. He's got 2 cars in front of him. I believe that is the Haas of Crow, Jag, and someone else. Chevy Wolves has retired. He has called it. Sunny Bay's in the gravel. Oh, this is gonna get spicy going into the final lap. Oh, Mimim, you're gonna have a fun time with this, dude.
Indeed.
Because you're gonna have a battle. You're gonna have a battle for the lead going on to the final lap between Mike Wazowski and Sunny Bay. No way Sunny Bay does the old bottle job. The old bottler.
Traffic. Oh my days.
Yeah,
There's so much traffic.
is insane. Let's see if that Haas moves out the way.
Carlos Sainz, you are not here.
Wazowski. Yeah, Carlos, where are you, dude? But let's hand it to my commentator buddy, Nimvim, for the final lap.
Let's
This is
final lap of this 100% race. What everyone's been waiting for. The final lap of the Season 11 Division 3 Rush Racing Grand Prix. Going into it, Mike Wazowski is not catching up to Sonny Bray, unfortunately. It definitely looks like it at this stage of the time. I mean, Sonny has done an incredible job this race of sticking his nose in places where it definitely did not belong, but still is winning every single way. That is great work. I mean, like, Noah going on the hards may have been the right strategy to start, but it just rained way too much to maintain it. But he gets a P5, which is a lot better than he would have done anyway, unfortunately, because of his penalties. Going into it, though, we still have Mike Wazowski catching up a lot to Sonny Bray. Can we just talk about that? Sonny Bray is being very caught up on. Mike Wazowski's throwing it and tossing it and turning his car in every single direction to try catching up on Sonny here. I mean, like, the question is, who will make it down into these few corners? These corners will decide the winner. Going into it, will he go for the lunge down the inside? No, he won't. He will try and maximize his exit. Mike Wazowski versus Sonny Bray. What will happen? Who will win? Sonny Bray gets a bad exit. Who will get to the finish line first? And Sonny Bray wins your Division 3 2026 Season 11 Rush Racing Grand Prix. Congratulations to all the drivers. Let's get these people in.
Yeah, straight to the interviews. But
yeah, straight.
Can we just talk about Com United on the podium? Well done to him as well. Kaus, after all of this, is going to finish P4. What? This is driver of the day material.
100%. And then we need. We're not doing fastest lap today, right?
Huh?
We're not doing fastest lap, right?
No, it's
Yeah,
driver of the day, top 3.
Excellent. Alright. Let's just see what the driver of the day is. Excellent work to all these drivers. I mean, what a race indeed.
Can I just say, Noah Huni, despite staying out on the hards, still finished P9. So still not bad result for Noah Huni. But he could have had a podium. If he finished if he pitted for the Inters. But
100%.
I'll try and get the top 3 in. But I'll hand it over to you for the race results.
Alright. So our first place is going to be Sonny Bray. Our second place is going to be Mike Wazowski. Our third place is going to be Com United on our podium tonight. What a race they had. Let's have a bit of celebration for these 3 drivers. An absolute fantastic race they put on display for us today. It was quite the watch. And it was quite the fantastic championship battle they have shared. Let's continue on. Driver of the day is going to be Chaos also overtakes Chaos Cleanest Driver, Orbiter, Fastest Slappers, Filthy, and Sonny Ray with the race win. Congratulations, everyone. I mean, like, this is just what you want to see from such a talented grid order. But now, it is time for the interviews.
Yeah, Chaos ended up finishing, like I said, P4. At one point, he was dead last. I thought he was never gonna get back in within the top 5. So that's a very, very strong drive for Chaos. So I reckon he deserves driver of the day.
Same. Like, that was an excellent drive from Chaos there. Like, what a drive indeed. But, yeah, time to go into the interviews if these individuals would like to join the channel. They know, really. Alright, Chaos is in here, Sonny is in here, that's great. Now, just on to the final few. Just need a few more. Yeah, definitely a lot of the incidents that are gonna go forwarded to the stewards. Definitely gonna be a fun time for them. I know Zach is gonna have a great time going through all those. Oh no, they're gonna have a fun day. Anyway, oh god, he really did a Sochi 21. But just waiting for one more person, two more people. Oh, come United. Now just one more. There we go. Alright. We'll start with P3 here. Oh no, do we start driver of the day?
Yes, you do start with driver of the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Alright, so starting off with Chaos, man. What a recovery drive from you. That was so excellent. We saw it happen near the start. You got your front wing kind of cooked. You had to go at the pit lane. You were lost, and then you worked your way all the way up to I think P6. So, what a recovery drive from you. That is very excellent. What are your views on that race?
Yeah, it was a tough one. Had to make a lot of overtakes. I won't lie, a part of me, I say a part of me, but I made it very clear that I was ready to pit and quit. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to chalk it up. Lap 3 in, I was like, this race is over for me. There's no chance I'll be able to recover anything from this. Ditto said, mate, I probably won't swear on stream, but you know what he said. Switch on, jump in that pit, change the front wing, get on some new boots, and have another crack. And somehow, some way, I think this is hands down my best drive I've ever done. I know it's not a podium, but I will take P4 from being where I was. Insane. So shout out to Dito, shout out to Deadly. He did 200% races. He did one last night and tonight. Shout out to him, man. Like I did that a few weeks ago, and it's not easy, bro. So thank you to Deadly for sticking it out, and of course thanks to Dito for dealing with my crash outs for pretty much 60% of the race. So appreciate it, boys.
What is one takeaway you would probably get from this race?
To not pit and quit. Not pit and quit. I think that's a testament to it, bro, because I was ready to pack it up. I was ready to call it a night, go to bed, go grab some dins, do something else with my time, and just move on. But yeah, stuck it out, and yeah, got the result for the fellas, P4. So I'll take it, man. It was a tough one. So yeah, finally got some points on the board for the fellas.
Indeed. Yeah. So congratulations on your drive. Honestly, that was quite awesome. But I'm gonna hand you over to Danny for any of his questions.
Appreciate it, cuz. Thanks.
Chaos, my Williams, one of my Williams brotherins when I was driving in Williams. Mate, what a drive. One point you were dead last, like you said, you're ready to call it a day. But like, what was the tire deg like in your perspective?
I know my tire deg is pretty bad. It's always just been the case. I think if it wasn't for Dito, I think I would have gone longer on the hards. Thankfully, I went harder on the allocation, and which allowed me to really get back in this race. So if it wasn't for that, I think it would have been a lot harder, a lot more difficult to execute. So tire wear was okay. I mean, Dita was managing it. I'll be honest, I never flicked to the screen to look at my tire wear because Dita was staring at it, and he just said to me, "Just focus on the race. Don't worry about your tire wear. I'll tell you when to pit." So yeah, I think I pitted lap 30 because we wanted to be similar to the guys that were going from medium to hard. So and then still have a little bit of an offset. So yeah, it was well executed by Dito. I just was flicking my stick left and right and over the best. So yeah, P4 driver of the day. I'll take it.
Yeah, and with that wet period, we saw Noah Huni stay out. Did Dito tell you immediately to box, or was he contemplating you about staying out because the rain came so late?
I'll be honest, I had a massive off. I legit was in just beginning of sector 2 before you hit the downhill section with the double right-hander. I had an off on the left-hander beforehand, and I'm like, there's no way anyone's going to stay out on this. I already feel like I'm on skates. And then Ditto's like, if that's who you feel, then let's go. And then luckily I saw a few people boxing ahead of me onto the intermediate, so I'm like, you know what? It seems like the right strat. Let's get it done. Got onto the green tires, and yeah, worked out well. I think I got 2 positions. I got Durr and Noah. So unfortunate for them, they flipped it, and I completely understand it. Like to stay out on those tires, especially with the rain coming out so close to the end of the race. Like I completely understand why they did it, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. One of those things that you flip and you don't come out. You come out second best. So unfortunate to them. They're good drivers, so I fully expect them to recover next week.
Yeah, speaking about next week, it's around Belgium. What is your thoughts, comments, or concerns about Belgium?
Yeah, I think it's
that.
Yeah, it's a great track. I very much enjoy Belgium. I think in these cars, it's very much Lyco central. So if you're not a fan of these cars and the way you drive them, you're definitely not going to like driving on that track. But I think it's still a phenomenal track. It's hands down, far and away the best track in the world, in my opinion. And I think I'm going to enjoy driving it next week.
Before I let you go, do you have any people to thank before you go enjoy this P4?
Yeah, all the Williams fellas. I think without them, it was a lot of prep that we did for this week. Shout out to Jono. He helped us out as well. Dito, of course, always putting in so much time and effort for everybody in Williams. Everyone can attest to that. No one underestimates the amount of time and dedication that Dito does to be a TP, and it is the reason why we are successful at the moment. So huge shout out to Dito. Yeah, and of course, shout out to you boys for coming tonight. Appreciate you taking out the time. It's 100%er, so it's not easy. Yeah, and of course, shout out to all the fellas on the podium.
Yeah, well done on the P4. I'll let you go. Enjoy what could have been a podium. Well, if the pace was there, but I'll let you go soak up this P4. Well done, mate. We'll see you next week for Sprint Spa.
Appreciate it. Cheers, boys. Have a good one.
Good night, Cass. Right, on to the podium. We'll start with P3, Anthony Com United. Mate, where did you come from? Like, where?
It was just a Taposi. It's my home circuit. Felt very comfortable. In the start of the race, it was really interesting to be in that pack of 5 and just stick with them. We made that gap between the top 5 in the middle, the rest of the field. And then I started to drop off, thinking that the podium was slipping away. And then the rain came. Obviously, the front people have boxed. Noah and Dirt stayed out, which I felt like was a bit of a blunder from them. But like Cal said, it's so late in the race you try and stick it out, but the rain just fell way too quickly, and those tires had zero grip at all. So I'm happy with P3. And yeah, this is my second 100% race, so I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier in the live stream. You gotta have that endurance. You gotta have that core strength to be able to make it. But I gotta ask you, is this your first ever podium, or have you already had one?
I think it's the first one this season. I had a lot last season, and this is the second podium in Rush at a home circuit, I think.
Well done. I gotta ask you this one last question. Do you have any people to thank after this 100% Grand Prix?
I will have to thank Kruda for sticking by me in the VC in the V Cup chat. Obviously, I want to thank Cooper as well for the Div 2 race as well with him and getting some details ready for tonight. And I just want to thank all the V Cup boys for a very, very good team I've built. So thanks to all of them as well. And well done on the podium, people.
Yeah. Well, like I asked Kaus, I'm gonna ask you thoughts, comments, questions, concerns on Spa and it being a sprint next week.
Belgium is a track where if you do not like these cars, you're going to struggle because there was a lot of LIPO that this track needs. And if you are not good at battery management, then you're gonna 100% struggle around Belgium. Myself, I have done some practice around Belgium in recent weeks, preparing any type of tracks that I need to do for Belgium, and it seems like it's a fun track. Like it's one of the best tracks on the calendar, and I'm really hoping for another great result there.
Well done on the P3. I'll let you guys soak up your first ever podium this season with the team. We'll see you next week for Sprint Spa. Well done, Anthony.
I was gonna ask
And
if
one more.
Nicholas had a question.
Oh, yeah, shit. Nicholas, my bad. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Good night.
No, wait, Nicholas.
Sorry. I don't really have any questions. I just have a comment on your driving. I mean, what a drive. I mean, the wet was very beneficial to you, so congratulations. I mean, that was a great race to watch from your end. That was a great race to watch from our end. And I hoped you had fun for the most part racing. It's such a difficult
Right.
circuit. But yeah,
I'm telling you right now, Nicholas, driving two 100% races ain't fun. But
yeah. That's why I'm not
when it hit
driving.
when it's your home Grand Prix, one of your two home Grand Prix, it's always worth it.
Indeed. I mean, it's definitely the best thing about home Grand Prix. You just have to go for it and then try to perform for your fans out in the cities. So, thank you for racing tonight, and yeah, that's all the questions we have for you. Thank you, and we'll see you in Spa.
Grazie, Nicholas. Grazie.
Goodbye. All right, now going on to P2 Mike Wazowski.
What's good, fellas?
So, goodness, what a race you and Sonny shared. I mean, what are your thoughts on that race of like the race, your racecraft, your strategy, how you felt during the race?
Well, I think it was pretty good overall. Got a great start off the line. I feel like, as all like, I don't say as always, but I think like starting is definitely one of my strong points. Yeah, jumped up P2, and then yeah, like battle with five of us. I think started pulling away from the rest of the group. We were close, and then I forget who it was. I think it was Filthy or someone pit. Created the like undercut strategy going, and then I got undercut, pit into traffic. Thought that was the win off the table, but I guess passing that, be able to pull back through, and then the rain, there's chop cheese from there.
Oh, jeez. Fair enough. I'm gonna not to take all the questions from you, I'm going to pass you on to Daniel Rocks now for any questions he has.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, Nicholas. My boy, Mike Wazowski, the guy with the goated name in a rush. Well, mate, it looks like you had the superior pace over Sunnybury, basically almost the whole race. But unfortunately, the battery management wasn't there. If you had to change something in that race, what would it be?
Yeah, I guess the battery management a little bit. I feel like when we were in the train, it was really easy. But then once I had the fresh air in front of me, I started to push it, and it's just coming really hard to track them down. But it was slowly getting there, ticking across. But yeah, I think that might have been one of the worst points for me in that race.
Okay, well, that's a good answer. But like I asked Kaus and Anthony, going into next week, being Sprint Spa, what's your thoughts, your comments, what's your overall thoughts on Spa and being a sprint next week?
Well, Spa, I guess, as much as many other people, is my favorite track. I'd say Imola and Spa are my two favorite tracks. I just love the flow of them, but I'm scared with this new regulation, it's just going to ruin the track. Like, the straights are so long, and the battery management is going to be vital around that track. So the battery management is definitely going to be a thing that everyone's going to have to work on and focus for that race.
Well, before I let you go celebrate this P2 with the team, do you have any people to thank after the 100% Grand Prix?
Well, I gotta thank Liam, of course. Always great. Good call with the strategy as well. As soon as the rain came out, he was on it. And then I think I was like the first one to pit on enters. But yeah, I think Liam was, of course, my teammate Wogjet. It was good, a little bit of a good recovery drive from him. And yeah, I guess those two. And then give shout out to a couple of my friends, Liam and Hayden. Liam's over in England right now, still supporting me. But yeah, got a shout out to them.
Well done on the P2, Mike Wazowski. We'll see you next week for Sprint Spa.
Appreciate it. Says.
See you. Good night. Okay, now let's go on to our magnificent race winner, Sunnybury.
Hello, how are you guys?
Doing pretty fantastic. Well done on the race win. I just want your thoughts on that overall race that you did.
So we started off with pole position, really close with Hooney. And then realistically, you can't pull away with the battery situation when you don't have overtake mode, you don't have the abundance, and you really have to save lift and coast in the most horrid areas. So you probably see at the end, Honey was just overtaking me on just before the chicane, because if you didn't lift, you didn't have enough battery for the straight. But yeah, Filthy, we had an awesome battle. Unfortunately, he didn't finish, but I didn't finish in the position he deserves. But we move. Yeah, the race was pretty awesome. And just when the rain hit, I pushed a bit too hard. I think I overworked my tires because I started sliding everywhere. So I just brought it home slowly. I wasn't really concerned about the driver behind, considering the penalties, but yeah, it's just an easy lifting coast to the finish, I guess, considering what happened with two drivers behind me heading into the chicane.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate incident between Com and Filthy. But now, what like every lap you had the battery advantage over whoever was behind you. How did that come to be?
I just manage my battery better. People like to say that I would aggressively defend, if that's the right words, but it's just lifting and coasting more. That's and I'm gaining more battery and just using it. So, example on Honey, he would fly by me on this on the straight just before the main straight, and then I just go past him because he's run out of battery halfway down the thing. So, if he just managed his battery more, he probably would have been ahead of me a bit longer. But It's just all a mind game now, and you'll find the smarter players. After you get the pace, obviously, the smarter players always at the front. So
Yeah, very much. Well done on that. But like I asked everyone else, Sprint Spa being next week, what's your thoughts on that?
exact same thing as Imola. The smartest players are going to be at the front. Obviously, there's skill involved. I might not be at the front. I'm an Imola merchant. If you go back to last season, the division up I almost won as well. But at Spa, you'll find the smarter drivers like Filthy probably being at the front if he qualifies well. But otherwise, it'll be very interesting to see who gets up there. I expect Honey to be up there again. But because of his battery management display at Imola, I expect him to kind of fall back and have a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, before I hand you over to Nivim or Nicholas, do you have any people to thank after that Grand Prix?
Oh, my team principal and my teammate. Unfortunately, my teammate had internet issues, and I feel like that was an issue all throughout the. According to some drivers, there was a bit of lag here and there. So unfortunately, my driver, due to safety of just other drivers, was lagging a bit too much, and he had to retire. But he supported me from the sidelines, and then I had my team principal, the absolute goat, the goat of Kicksauber, supporting me as well. But otherwise, I even have Filthy, who was my competitor, that gives me a nice warm finish, as he deserves to be up higher. But that's awesome. Everyone's been pretty relaxed, so kick with a win, or Audi actually.
Well done on the P1. I'll hand you over to Nivim. Well done. We'll see you next week for Sprint Spa.
I mean,
Awesome.
sorry, my bad. Anyway, Sonny, jeez, man, watching you was. I mean, think of a very good simile for this. Was like watching Gordon Ramsay at like the chef window with his like weird skillet pan, tossing up some random sauce with mushrooms and tomatoes, and it just like eventually all comes out looking beautiful and tasting amazing. That was like your drive, and that was beautiful. If there was one thing you would take away from this race, what would it be?
That the battery management is super important, as we already know, but I'm an Imola merchant, so don't expect me to be at the front anymore. But the biggest takeaway is that 100% races are better than 50% races.
That is a crazy take. That is a crazy take.
That's just my opinion. I just enjoy them a lot more. Like, yeah, okay, we did 29 laps, but what if there was an extra 10 laps to go? Like, what would happen there? And it's just interesting to see. And I love the longer races. I always find the battling's better, or even just like the strategy actually comes into play. Like for example, I hear Connor Webby forced the Ferraris into a two-stop at Imola in Div 1, but we move.
Jeez. I mean, congrats. That's all the questions I have for you, Sonny. I mean, congratulations on your win today. I hope you salvage it and then hope you go crazy in Spa for the sprint
Yeah, no,
weekend.
I'll be looking for it. Hopefully, when the rain comes out, we actually jump on all onto Inters, because that would be the smart idea, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Some people would need to learn that. When
Yeah.
I thought the hards would actually last the last 7 laps.
No,
But...
no, no. I just that went the way that the track got slippery. I was like, nah, nah, pitting. Yeah, it was not safe, and I'm actually surprised he didn't have any spins or accidents with any other cars. So, like, honestly, Honey did really well to keep his car on a straight line. I'm really like, that's impressive. You guys should be applauding him for that. But it's what could have been Sochi 2021.
Indeed. I mean, as James Cameron says, it's the way of the water. But if anyone catches that reference. So, yeah, congratulations on your win today. That's all the questions I have for you. And yeah, thank you for racing tonight. Hope to see you next week, and hopefully we are commentators again.
Yeah, looking forward to see you in the comms box when I get P15.
You could still get driver of the day.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'll see you guys later.
Goodbye. Have a good night.
Bye. Bye.
Well, Daniel, to just sum up this race in like a few words, what would you say?
Well, to sum up in a few words, I would say I'm gonna go with 3 words: long, long, wet, and exciting. But I do have one more. I do have one more thing to say. If you want to check out the overtakes of the week, they are posted on all the socials: Instagram, TikTok, all the Rush Racing socials. Go check them out. They are spectacular. Well, why do you think they made overtake of the week? So go check them out. Go give the socials some love. And yeah, that's just about. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really.
Fair enough. I mean, what a race, guys. So, Division 3, I just love Division 3, Daniel, because of the amount of unexpected stuff that can happen. It's such an unappreciated division. Like, it's just below Division 2, so people don't really care about it. But then you see all this potential, so you see all this great racing that's happening. It's just so great. That's why I love commentating it. And hopefully, the stream will see us here next week.
Mate, more than definitely we'll see they will see us next week, more than definitely. 'Cause
Hopefully.
just like Rapid and Winter are becoming the Div 4 commentators, we're becoming the Div 3 commentators.
Exactly,
So,
man. This
by
is
the way, the best commentators in Rush. Just have to say that.
Indeed. But anyway, so just thanking everyone for watching the stream. Thank you for watching us attempt to commentate such a long and lengthy race. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for following Rush Racing on the socials. Rush Racing on Instagram. You will see all the driver overtake of the week clips on there. Also, thank you to the sponsors Sim Racing Center, SimLab, and Pagnian for supporting Rush Racing. This league would not happen without them. And yeah, thanks for everyone for watching. This is Nick and Daniel out. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Good night.